Boys and girls, today we're going to begin our last module as first graders. We will use everything we know about reading and writing to read new books and meet new characters. Now that you have so much first grade practice with books, you know the secret of how books work. Usually in a story, there is a setting and a character or two who has a problem. Then these characters have to figure out how to solve the problem, and they look for a solution. You all know that you can read every story knowing there will be a problem and a solution. It seems like characters in books are really a lot like real people. Stuff happens to them, and they find help and support from their friends or their family. Sometimes this stuff that happens is like the stuff that happens to you or to me. We might even be able to use the way characters in books solve their problems to help us in our lives. When you know how stories work and how they can help you, not just as readers, but also as people, then you read with wide awake minds. You read to pay attention to what you might learn about people and problems and solutions to those problems. That should always be our goal as a reader. We will want to take a little piece of the book with us forever. Okay, so the first book we're going to be reading in this new module is Upstairs Mouse, Downstairs Mole. An Upstairs Mouse, Downstairs Mole is a little chapter book, and as you see here on the table of contents, it has 4 chapters in it. The chapter titles are listed on the steps. So today we're going to read Chapter 1, Clean and Tidy. Mouse and Mole are neighbors. Mouse lives in a house inside an oak tree. Mole lives in a hole under the house of Mouse. Every morning, Mole sweeps his hole. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Mole likes his hole nice and tidy. Every evening, Mouse sweeps her house. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Mouse kept her house nice and clean. But when Mouse swept her house, the dirt went below into Mole's hole. This made Mole angry. He knocked on Mouse's door. Tap, tap, tap. "Evening, Mole," said Mouse. "Evening, Mouse," said Mole. "Do you know that when you sweep, all your dirt goes down into my hole? I sweep my place nice and tidy in the morning, but by evening it needs to be swept all over again." "If you sweep in the morning," said Mouse, "and then again in the evening, why, you would have twice as much work as I do. That does not seem fair." Together they sat down on the stoop. Mouse twirled her tail. Mole rubbed his snout. "I have an idea," squeaked Mouse. She told Mole her new plan. They shook paws. "Good night," said Mouse to Mole. "Good night," said Mole to Mouse. The next morning, when Mole woke up, he did not sweep his hole. At 12 o'clock sharp, he grabbed his broom and knocked on Mouse's door. Tap, tap, tap. "Good afternoon," said Mole to Mouse. "Good afternoon," said Mouse to Mole. Mouse ran to fetch her broom. Together they swept Mouse's house until it was nice and clean. "Why, it only took us half the time it takes me to sweep my house," said Mouse. Next, they marched downstairs and swept Mole's hole until it was nice and tidy. Together, it had taken less time to sweep both places than it took for each of them to do just one. "That was fast," said Mole. "Our houses are clean and tidy thanks to you. Now what?" So let's think for a minute. What does Mouse mean when she says, "It only took us half the time it takes to sweep my house"? Why does the author use a different font for the word half? If you notice, the letters are kind of slanted to the side. That's called italics. Why do you think the author uses a different font for that word? "I've been thinking of a garden," said Mouse. Outside, Mouse and Mole circled the tree. Mole rubbed his snout. "Where should we put it?" "How about in back?" said Mouse, twirling her tail. "Then we will have a backyard." "Good thinking," exclaimed Mole. First, they dug up a patch of grass. Next, they raked the dirt until it was soft. Mole dug a row of holes. Mouse dropped a seed in each one. Then it was Mouse's turn to dig and Mole's turn to plant. Back and forth they went until the garden was finished. "Whew," said Mole, "that was hard work." "But only half as hard, thanks to you," said Mouse. They decided to take a nap. Mole went down into his hole. Mouse went inside her house. Both were much too tired to bother with the dirt they tracked into their clean and tidy homes. And that is the end of chapter 1.